Welcome to another episode of Walks with Kayla. I'm your host, Kayla New York. Thanks for tuning in. I am headed into the office today. So, I was walking and talking, and I realized that I forgot one major principle. I forgot words don't teach. Because I was talking to my spirit team, and I was like, this person said they were going to do this, and they didn't do it. They made even like a big spectacle about it. Like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and yeah, I'm going to do that. And the next day, went to look for it. Nothing, just empty space. So I was like, so I'm not supposed to say anything about it. My team was like, no, don't say anything about it. I'm like, you're a fucking guru. That's your take on this. Like, you're supposed to be this all-knowing person, and all it said to me was, words don't teach. I was like, fudge. You're right. I forgot about that. Words don't teach. They don't. Only life experience teaches you. Words don't teach. It doesn't. And you can say something over and over again to someone. You can bleed. You can do a whole big spectacle. You can have a PowerPoint presentation as into why. And they will respectfully, if they respect you, they will respectfully stand there and take it and listen to you. But it's not going to teach them anything. It's not going to change the behavior. It's not going to make them better. It's not. I've been watching leadership movies. I had Tabby pick leadership movies for me, right? The first two movies I watched was Gladiator and then Braveheart, right? And then I recently just watched 300. So with Braveheart and with Gladiator, they had to constantly give the people around them a pep talk. And they still died. And they still couldn't do it. They kept talking. And they couldn't do it. You understand? 300, he didn't have to give them a pep talk. He didn't have to explain to them why they're going into battle. He didn't have to even rile them up. They came in riled up. My favorite scene is where Leonidas meets the other, squad from Carthenia or some shit like that. And he's like, oh, you only bought 300 men. I thought you were going to bring your whole army. Granted, I saw the whole army at the end. I understood his disappointment. I digress. He was just like, he started asking people, what do you do? And he was like, I'm a carpenter. He was like, what do you do? I'm a sculptor. What do you do? I think he said he was a blacksmith or something like that. And then he asked his people, Spartans, what do we do? All they did was bark. It was crazy. And they're like, he was like, I bought more soldiers than you did. And it's true. Carpenters, you have to give them a pep talk to go die. Soldiers are soldiers. You understand? People who are built for what they are built for will do what needs to be done. But the majority of us, we had to go through shit to get there. We had contrast. We had things that we did not like. And we had to be like, you know what? I don't like this, so I'm not going to do this anymore. That's where it comes from. It comes from an inner knowing where it's like, this is not working. This is not working. I am not happy. I don't want to do this anymore. I need to make some changes. You cannot get someone there by talking to them. You can't. It's not even that you can't. It's not your job. You're doing the universe's job. And you're not doing it well because the person is not changing. The more you try to influence the person and make them do something that they really don't want to do, the more they're gonna buck the current. They're gonna go upstream instead of downstream because they don't want to be, especially if you have people who are born leaders. Born leaders don't like being led. We don't. We have to understand where we have to submit at one point to our higher self and just be like, that's the only submission that should happen. The only submission in life that should happen is for you to submit to your higher self. Not a husband, not a wife, not your children, not a boss, nothing else. You submit to your higher calling, to your higher self. You understand? To your higher being, because they know the direction. That's like arguing with your navigator. Your navigator knows where you're going. You're just supposed to fly the plane. You're not supposed to navigate. Do you understand? You're just supposed to fly the plane. The plane is not supposed to pilot itself and navigate. You can't navigate and pilot. You need to just be told where to go. Does that make sense? So it's like telling someone who hasn't even submitted to their higher self, they're not going to talk. They might even do what you tell them to do for a little while, but it won't stick. Why? Because it wasn't their idea. People stick to stuff that is their idea. They understand the purpose. They understand the cost of having it. They understand why they're doing it, and they're willing to take that hit and take the sacrifice. I make books, I make videos, I do different shit because I know at some point someone is going to need this. Why? Because at some point I needed it. That's the only reason why I'm doing it. Because I know at some point I needed someone to tell me, yo, bitch, yeah, this motherfucker's hard. You're not crazy. I think we're on hard level. I don't know who put us on hard level, but I think we're on hard level. You understand? So I had different people make videos. I had different people make t-shirts and stuff that says, you can make it. You understand? You got this. So it's like, it's my turn to make sure that the people behind me have a beacon, have a lighthouse, have something that they can point to and look to and be like, yo, she got through it. This is how she got through it. She left tools and tricks and breadcrumbs for you to follow so you can get out that fucking rabbit hole. We're not going down the rabbit hole. We're going out. Do you understand? But none of that can be done or be understood or be anything without you knowing that words don't teach. You understand? Words do not teach. It does not. Not at all. All right? I'm at my place of juncture. I will talk to you guys later. Stay up, stay blessed. Deuces, and I'm out.